Hello. Have you heard these lines? सर्कस है भाई सर्कस है ये दुनिया एक सर्कस है रंग बिरंगे सर्कस है भाई सर्कस है. See, I think this I heard from Doordarshan long back. And what is the comparison? Dunya is compared to a circus and says that dunya and circus is nothing different, they are the same. Dunya circus hai. Okay, so in that way comparison is done by William Shakespeare, the great English poet, playwright and actor. He has compared the world to something. Did you understand what is the comparison? He doesn't say the world is like a stage. He says world is a stage. World is something different, totally different from a stage. But these two dissimilar things are compared without using the words like or as, and they are considered as one or the same. Such a comparison is called as metaphor. And metaphor, you know, is a poetic technique. The first line of this great monologue by Jacques from the play As You Like It. The first line says, a world is a stage. So we find a poetic device of metaphor there. The comparison is between dissimilar things. A world is totally different from stage, but in some way the poet, he has compared them and considered them as the same, as one. The world is a stage. How do we consider world as a stage? Okay, and we will find out later. All the men and women merely players. Again, another comparison. Men and women are players. The comparison between dissimilar, things or persons or ideas and considered as one. Men and women, they are players, performers on the stage. Again, they have their exits and their entrances. Like in a stage, the actors, the performers enters through some entrances and they perform their part, their role, and they exits. Okay, they goes out of the stage, they exits. Here again a metaphor you can see with those words exits and entrances. If the world is a stage and men and women are the performers, how do they enter into the world? They enter the birth. Okay, the birth is the first entry point, birth of men and women. And which is the exit point? Death. Okay, so exits and entrances, they are again metaphors. Both are opposites, yes? Exits and entrances are opposite ideas. So we can say there is a usage of contrast in this line. Okay, and death as compared to exit and birth as compared to the entrance, and is considered as the same. We can say the metaphor, whatever I have underlined with a reading. Okay, there seems to be metaphors present. Okay, that's it. Poetic technique. In order to make the line so attractive and beautiful, this particular technique of metaphor is used, and the definition of metaphor is given, a simple definition is given underneath. Metaphor is a poetic technique in which the poet compares two dissimilar things. It could be ideas, it could be persons, okay, whatever. Two dissimilar things without using the words like or as, and considers them as one or the same. So that is metaphor. So in this monologue, you can find metaphors. Okay, first one is world is a stage, and men and women are players. Then they have their exits and entrances. Again, we can say there is a usage of symbolism. Player, by that word, it actually stands for the actors or the performers, and plays many parts. And one man in his lifetime, plays many parts. Which are those many parts? Plays many parts here. It means in life, man has different roles to, perform. Okay, poet uses these words symbolically and says, in the journey of life, we have different stages of life. Different roles. As we grow older, we have to perform different roles as we grow older. Could be as a daughter or a son, father, mother, then father-in-law, mother-in-law, grandfather, grandmother. All right. So granddaughter, grandson, such different roles are there for each and every person to enact. All right. So we find symbolism and metaphor in these lines. And the last line says, is acts being 7 ages. There are 7 different period of time in a person's life. And which are those? Infant, as an infant, as a schoolboy, it's the 3rd stage, as a lover, then soldier. Then as you enter your middle age, you act like a judge. You are justice. Okay, you are there with wise sayings and instances, maxims which you utter. You give advices. Judge. Then 6th stage, pantaloon, as an old man wearing loose pants. Okay, pantaloon, 6th stage. And the last stage of all is the 7th stage. That is the second childishness. The person becomes a child again, without a teeth, without eyesight, without many things, like you just act like a baby. So that is second childishness, and without everything, you lose everything, and the ultimate exit happens. So that's it about the poetic devices used in these lines. And when you say other than the figures of speech, we have figures of sound. You can see men and merely, m sound is repeated. That is a case of alliteration. Plays many parts, p sound is repeated. P, alliteration again. An example for alliteration. The initial consonant sounds are repeated. P sound. In the other case, m sound is repeated. Then there is another figure of sound, that is assonance, a repetition of vowel sounds. Exits and entrances, a sound is repeated. And the second line, and all the men and women, and a sound is repeated. Okay, so these are the things you can find as important ones in these lines. Thank you.